Good morning and welcome back to Geordie Rambles. So, we finally escaped the grey, rainy, drizzly London and have come up to the grey, rainy drizzle of the northeast of England. Today's walk is in Northumberland. Now, a bit of context if you don't know where Northumberland is. It's north of Newcastle, south of Scotland, so right in the northeasterly part of England. And today's walk, we're going to be starting on the coast in a place called Druridge Bay Beach, which is an enormous sort of rugged landscape beach, not traditional sort of sandy seaside beach. And we will be going through the harbour town of, ex-harbour town of Amble, and through to Warkworth, which has a very impressive castle and background. As mentioned, it's a pretty grey, kind of bleak day, quite wet and rainy, but we're out, we'll give it a go and see what happens. I'm also joined today by a friend, and while he won't be in the video, he is happily going to film me, so you should get some sort of slightly more interesting and different angles of me at least. It won't just be me holding an iPhone, which is what it normally is. I'm trying out this new mic as well. We'll see how that goes, see what happens with the weather. And yeah, let's see how we get on. Okay, so we've arrived and we're in Druridge Bay, one of the car parks. We're about to go on Druridge Bay Beach. Just going to give you a little fact before we get out, because I think it's going to be quite windy. I'm not sure what it's going to pick up. It's going to look very bleak. This beach is altogether, we're not doing the whole thing, but it's 7 miles long, making it one of the longest uninterrupted beaches in England. I need to pee. There's nowhere to go. And here's the coast. It's looking very flat today. Oh, we're a bit higher up on a dune than I thought we were. And it's quite windy. Now, the thing about a lot of beaches in Northumberland is, as you can see, I know it's winter, but even in the summer, they're deserted. There's no one here. It's great. Like, there may be one or two dog walkers, and even midsummer never gets busy. And it just makes for a really relaxing, tranquil environment. It's one of the things I really do love about Northumberland. I know it's not a sort of stereotypically beautiful beach, but I love it. I love all the jagged rocks. I love the flat grey sea. I love that we're the only people here. It's great. Mind your step. So this book actually gives us a great map of where we're going. We're currently on this beach here. We go up, here's Amble, then we go around to Warkworth, and then sort of back down through fields here, through this, underneath a dual carriageway, and back along. We actually joined the walk at the wrong place. We joined the walk here, and it's meant to start here. So the last bit we'll be doing, the last bit will be the start essentially. It might be dark by then, but. So we've been walking about half an hour, 40 minutes. And I thought I'd do a check-in. Always do a check-in, see how we are. I think at the minute, my mood, first thing in the morning and sort of late on in evenings, is really, really low. I'll wake up, and if there's something on my mind, like like we all do, got niggles on our minds or stuff we're worrying about, it feels 8 times as serious and sort of, it makes me feel very anxious when I wake up, and it's dark outside still when you wake up, and yeah, not a great mood in the evenings and mornings at the minute. And I am used to that, and that takes me on to what I want to talk about in this video. I want to talk about winter time. It was the darkest day of the year a couple of days ago, and I just want to talk about this period in this video. But the main thing is, when I have this really low mood when I wake up, and it's like, pretty dire, if I get up straight away and do something. Yesterday I went for a jog, even though it was still dark out, I just got up and got out. I'm all right. And in the day I feel sort of relatively normal. not a great word, but you know, my mood's all right. But if I just sort of get up and I'm just in the house and it's dark outside, and does anyone else get that? So for me, it's really important to get up and move. So my mood's all right now. Like, we've come out, we're by the sea. But yeah, really, like, I'm trying to think how to describe it. It's like, it's automatically waking up feeling really low. A solitary lone tree on the dunes. Here's Amble up on the left that we're coming into. This is peculiar. It's a church tower sort of top, but it's not. It's just an archway. So we've just come through Amble, which is like a little fishing town. I didn't record. There are a lot of people like shopping, doing Christmas shopping and stuff, and I think it would have felt slightly odd. But yeah, sort of an old fishing town. There is still some fishing happening there. And now we're on our way to Warkworth, which, as I mentioned earlier, has a rather spectacular castle, which I'll show you. Love a good satsuma on a walk. Need a little pick-me-up? Grab a satsuma. Feeling peckish? Grab a satsuma. Oh, it's wet! So, I'm not going to film too much on this bit of the walk because, as you can see, there's a main road in the background. It's just, we walk along to Warkworth now. The weather's been all right. It's not actually too windy and it's not too cold. Very grey, but it is going to be a bit of like, we have to make sure we get back to the car before it gets dark. But anyway, to my left is the River Coquet. But here is Warkworth Castle from one side. We're going to be going right around the edge of it. You can't see from here, it's actually shaped like a cross. Very impressive and sort of looming atop the hill though. I like it. So we're in Warkworth now. You can see the castle perched on the hill here. Beautiful stone buildings. And here's the high street. Very pretty. We're about halfway through the walk now. Warkworth Castle is just behind us. It was raining, but it stopped. Oh God. This is a scramble. So here we are at Warkworth Castle, and this was the home of the Percy family. Now, they were sort of rulers of Northumberland and kind of the most of the north of England, and apparently they could be quite a rebellious family. Sometimes they get along with the king, other times they would deliberately defy him. Quite a rich history of that family. That wasn't me getting a cold. So, we're on the latter part of the walk now. Apologies, it's quite windy. We'll see how this turns out. But today I wanted to talk about winter. Specifically for me, I guess I'd call it, well, mainstream you'd call it winter blues. And it's something I get really bad, you know? I have done for like 15 plus years. And it's, you know, the classic, once the clocks change, the darkness comes in. And I just feel, it's hard to describe. It's isolating and as I was talking about earlier, when I wake up, I feel really down. And of an evening, I'll feel really down as well. But thinking back to like childhood, I never felt like that. I guess as a kid, you were excited for Christmas or bonfire night and probably nowadays Halloween. But now, as soon as October comes, end of October, I just feel so low. Like, and as I mentioned earlier, once I get up and start doing stuff, I'm all right and my mood lifts a bit. It's never amazing, but it does lift. And I guess for me, it's whatever is that spark that makes sure I get up to do something is the most important thing, rather than trying to fight against low mood. But I always feel like, and again, it's not the truth, but I feel like everyone else is like really joyful, especially in like December in this time of year. And I'm just not, so I sort of have to not pretend I am, but not be like, oh no, I feel like absolute, rubbish. So I'm wondering if you get winter blues, or if you've had winter blues before, and how you've managed them. And for me, it's definitely no longer a case of like trying to get rid of them or expel them, but I do cover over it, and sort of, I think because mainstream society around me and everyone else around me is trying to be so happy, I sort of fall into doing that, even though I know ultimately if I do that, eventually it'll fall through. Like, it's like a very thin sheet of ice, and it's sort of fake. So I think just accepting feeling low, and it doesn't matter why. Maybe it's the dark nights, maybe it's Christmas, but just accepting it and sitting with it. And like I say, for me, having that spark to get up and do something each day and get outside, and wondering what gives me that spark. Is it a good diet? Is it regular exercise? And if I do that, I'll keep maintaining a good sort of headspace through winter. But I'm wondering if you've got any tips, or how you manage it if you do suffer from sort of low mood during winter. So there's a water tower there. Just looks incredibly sinister in this weather. It looks like some sort of weird government, I don't know, like something out of a sci-fi film. Nice though. That's enough. That's enough. Get enough. So we're hitting some major mud now. Going through the trees. I was going to say forest. It's not really a forest, although maybe a class as a forest. Nice variety though, we've been around the coast and now we're going through the forest. Just need to make sure we don't fall over. We're just coming into Togston, I think it's called, which I believe is a village. I just want to point out, like, there's nothing wrong with Togston, but on a lot of my walks I do out of London, in the home counties, you go through lots of very, very picturesque and pretty little villages. And this is not one of them. As I say, there's nothing wrong with this. It's just, I always find the contrast between villages in the north and south of England quite startling. That's not to say there's not, traditionally pretty villages in the north of England, and not every village in the south's beautiful, but yeah, this is sort of one of those more sort of grey looking affairs. We're heading back towards the coast now through several fields, and I don't even think it's 2:15 and the daylight is already dropping. It's like being in Iceland or somewhere. But as long as we're back to the coastline before it gets dark, we can walk along that, not on the beach, but along the coastline sort of path to find the car. As long as we get there before it gets dark, we'll be fine. This is Druridge Bay Country Park. Obviously it's nothing particularly to write home about today. We're back at the beach, here through the dunes. So we're back on the beach now. This was the first beach we were on, Druridge Bay Beach, the big 7-mile one. We're just going to go a bit further this way and then back into the car. We've been walking about 5 hours, but we've still got daylight, so we're all right. That was the only thing I was slightly worried about if it got really dark. Right, we've made it back to the car. Both quite tired now, but a really, really good walk. A few dog walkers arriving for the last of the light, I imagine. Thank you so much for coming along. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, please drop any comments about what I've been talking about the winter and winter blues and how you manage it and your experience of it, and any comments about the walk in general. Oh, loads of cars suddenly arriving, even the other day. Oh well. Give the video a like and don't forget to subscribe because there's many more walks coming up, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. See you later. How do you get on it? How do you get on it?